Which way you going, Daisy? No, that's not ours. And you stay out of my garden. I know it looks juicy in there. There's Mooncake. And there's Miss Daisy. There's a shrub right on the outside that she likes to eat. They grow everywhere, so it's not hurting anything. I love my goats. So which way you guys going? Mama just watches. She's waiting to see what Miss Daisy's gonna do next. She seems pretty content right now, doesn't she? Oh, you better stay away from my garden. You stay away from my garden. I have a rose bush over here, and this is my garden. I know it looks like chaos, but there's method to my madness. Look at Daisy. She's so happy. That's good. That grass needs eaten. I would rather let the goats eat it anyhow. That's not our tree. This is not our tree. You can't eat it. They really like chicory, I've learned. They have a nice big bundle in their pen that's growing that I saw Daisy munching on this morning before I let them out. And it's coming up everywhere. They really enjoy it, which is good. This is why I don't want my husband to ever cut the grass, because he doesn't even know what's growing, but I do. I know I talk about this all the time. How I'm against mowing of the lawn, and how I think we should just have herding animals to eat the things that are overgrowing, because it's what they're made for. It makes them so happy. And it's free food from the earth. You don't have to go to the feed store. You just let the goats eat everything that wants to grow. Let them do what they enjoy. You better stay out of my garden. Oh my goodness. I'm so afraid of her going to my garden. Please stay out of my garden. She's a little jumpy. It's because we need to trim around her eyes. She can't see real well. think we'll do that today. They need their hooves trimmed. And they need a little haircut around the eyes. We're going to shear them probably around the end of August again. I'm still not done skirting from the last time we sheared them. So I guess all autumn and winter I will be working with wool. I was hoping to have it ready sooner than that. I think what I'll do is I'll clean what I have already skirted so that I have something to take to market to show off. And then I'll just continue working on the wool in the meantime after that. Nope, nope, stay away from the tree. Nope, 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 nope. No. Daisy. Okay. And you stay out of my garden. Watching you. Daisy's back at that shrub. It's funny because there's so many more places to eat. And they tend to focus on specific areas. They always like to focus around the edges of things, around the perimeters of things, like around the edges of the trees and of buildings, it's where they like to focus. And those are usually the areas where we as humans would take a weed whacker. This is why goats are so amazing. And another thing that I've noticed that they do is that they will carve a path through repetitive action. They will carve a path, and that way all of the other grasses and things won't get trampled down and will continue to grow tall so that they always have a food source to eat. It keeps everything in balance. It's really, really awesome. Perfectly manicured lawns are pointless, in my opinion. It might look nice, but it serves no purpose. That's not our yard. She won't let me pet her, but Daisy does. I'd like to get them over there where the tall grass is. Excuse me. There's Daisy. Munching away. See all this beautiful overgrowth? This is exactly why I can't let the goats in here. Because they will eat it all, and it will all be delicious to them. And to me, this is all things to be harvested. Like the grass in here, I will cut down later, and I will dry it out for winter snacks for them. Same with this curly dock. That stuff right there, that's curly dock. They love it. And so I will dry that out and Save it for special snacks in the winter time. Those wreaths that I made were made out of this. It's a kind of white clover. It grows very, very tall, as you can see there. It smells so sweet. It's making my whole house smell wonderful. It has a very calming way about it. I love it. It's so beautiful and wispy. But the goats also love it. And so I was thinking I could make them little wreaths to dry out and give it to them as like Yule gifts, Christmas gifts. I like to do things like that for my animals. I also have a lot of wild lettuce, which is a natural pain reliever. Got some eggplant growing. I have a huge bundle of oregano. This is my oregano. This is my oregano. Can you believe it? I have so much oregano, I don't even know what to do with it. I usually don't do anything with it. These are my onions. Got some wild carrot. I like to let the wild carrot just grow because you can use the stalks and leaves in soups and saute them, and it adds nutrition to anything that you use it in and flavor. This is the comfrey. I do need to weed around the comfrey because it's getting kind of crazy over here. But when I pull it out, I'll feed it to my goats. But I like to be in charge of that. I don't want them to take over. I'm waiting to see what this is going to be. At first I thought it was, at first I thought it was, the greens don't taste good. They're kind of bitter. I don't think they're made for eating. I'm going to wait to see what it does because I know eventually it's going to probably flower. If not, I can pull it out and see if the goats like it. This is my St. John's wort. Look at it. It's time to harvest. There's Daisy. She's making her way down. Look at all my chicory. Now I can harvest the chicory too. The goats love the chicory. Look at the pollinators love the chicory. Oh, it went away. It's so pretty. The way that people think that weeds are not beautiful. Oh my God, look at this pollinator. Oh, it's so beautiful. I've noticed that the native pollinators are so diverse and just so gorgeous. A lot of people worry about the health of the bees, which I also understand the importance of. However, nature always finds a way, and bees are not the only pollinators. There are so many insects that are. And the way that you support them is through biodiversity. And this is what biodiversity looks like. Wild, unkempt forest. Allow your weeds to grow into wilderness, and abundance abounds all around. And it's always growing underfoot. You just don't realize it because you haven't allowed it to grow to maturity. When you allow it to grow to maturity, this is what it looks like. Tall and beautiful. It is fun to let the goats do some of the weeding for you. This is part of their job to help tend and care for the land. I want wonder if I can get them in there now so that I can get some work done without having to supervise them constantly. Because they do get into mischief if left to their own devices. I'm just gonna let her eat though. She's happy. I think I might let her eat that one if she decides to, because it is kind of close to their house, which probably isn't good for the foundation. It's probably actually helping. They love maple leaves. It's one of their favorites. It looks like they've got maple and grape growing up where that mulberry tree is. All right, girls. Wrangle it back in. You're getting too far. Look at them. They're like, we don't want to go in. We want to be free. They love when I let them do this. It took a while before I could because they would try to run away for a while when we first got them. We had some escapes. But now they realize that it's actually a very nice place to live here, and they don't necessarily want to leave because they're well taken care of. Oh no. Well, I guess I can let her eat on the bricks. It's just I don't want her to go into the garden. Her favorites are the tops of the grass, the seed tops. I have to guard the things I don't want them to eat. Daisy's found something she likes over there. Oh, let me show you this. This is wild lettuce in bloom. And look at the flowers look just like dandelions. But they grow like at the top of a stalk in little clusters like this. It's having a hard time focusing. This is another wild lettuce stalk right here, getting ready to bloom. I let them eat the bottoms of the, oh, careful. I let them eat the bottoms of the lilac and mulberry trees because it helps the sun get down to all these lower plants. I usually have flowers that will grow down underneath. Let them eat this too. It's an awkward place for a tree. Now hopefully Mooncake doesn't decide to cross the road, otherwise I'm going to have to shut off this live and go chase her down. There she is right there. Here's Miss Daisy. Look at her. She's thinking about it. Look at her. She is thinking about it. I'm watching her. See? Always around the edges of things that they eat first. Well, makes sense, doesn't it? They have a job to do and they know exactly what it is. It is their nature, and we need only allow them to do what's in their nature to do. Humans always want to control things. Well, what we should do is observe, learn, for understanding. This way. I would love to let them eat around my house. Look at that. It's getting crazy. There's a whole tree that shouldn't be there. Needs handled. Another benefit to herding animals such as goats is when you allow them to just graze as they're intended to do all over the yard, then they naturally will fertilize the land, which enriches the soil, of course. Herding animals are integral to soil health. Not just goats, but all herding animals. Whether it be deer, cows, bison, elephants. There's a reason that there's such a diversity of herding animals on the planet. There is a direct correlation to human activity and eliminating these animals from their natural habitat and the negative health effects that we've suffered as a result. Everything is connected. And the way to repair it is so simple, and it's just getting back to the natural balance of things, the natural order, allowing things to be what they actually are, instead of trying to force one against its will. Do you see the tag on her ear? When my husband bought these goats for my birthday, she came with that tag. I think it's very sad. But her daughter, Daisy, she does not have a tag. And so long as she's with me, she never will. I think it's wrong that humans do that. Whatever their excuse, whatever their reasoning, I don't think it's right. That we should do things to subjugate any creature. And now we seek to do it to our own selves. Folly and fodder, isn't it? Foolishness. There's so much joy and beauty in the simplicity of nature. Please don't run across the road. She has a wild spirit in her. She does. She would love to just run off and be free. She's gotten into much trouble trying to do that before. I wish that we lived in a world where I could allow that, where I could have just a huge herd and just let them be free and wild. But Angora are a type that I feel like they've been bred for hundreds, if not thousands of years to cohabitate with humans because their hair does not stop growing. And so they need the assistance of a human to shed all of that fur. And then the humans obviously will use that to make thread, to make wool, or not to make wool, but to make yarn with which to knit and crochet. Say hello to Cloud. All of the animals are free here under my care. They are basically free, except for the goats to cross the road because I don't own that land. Does anybody own any land? Not really. Some delusion, isn't it? We are only stewards. When you let the grass grow really tall, sometimes it stands, but when it's actually grass, I've noticed that what will actually happen is that the wind will blow it over and it will lay flat once it gets so tall. Sometimes it stands up straight like that. But this type of grass, it ends up just falling over, really. It becomes like a blanket on the ground. It makes for good bedding for the animals. Oh, Mooncake, please don't cross the road. I do have a lot of work I need to get to. I have to make lip balm today. I have a festival that begins tomorrow. Delicious. We just had a big rain last night. So this is good eating for the goats. They're happy. I wonder if anybody would actually watch this. It's going to be a very long video. They find the little trees and eat them too. The little trees trying to grow. Munch, munch, munch. This would be a good spot for a tree though, because shouldn't get in the way. There was one line overhead, but go on, Daisy. Go this way. There's a car coming. We'll let you guys so close to the road. She slowed down. That was nice. She waved at me too. I think she was happy to see the goats too. Now how am I going to get them in their pen? Because we're getting closer. They've been such good girls for me. Oops, there's my shoes. This is a miscellaneous garbage lid that ended up in our yard after a storm. Here's sirens in the distance. Oh, Mooncake, where are you going? Alright, I'm gonna head off the goats. I know you're hungry. That's Miss Evelyn. She's a stray that we let live in the garage. Oh geez, we're going the other way. See, I love the chicory. Although I'm sad to see the blooms go, I'm happy that the reason that they're going is because the goats want to eat them. Daisy, can we please go back the other way? Come along. So we're gonna ouch. I found another mulberry tree. This is at a mailbox, though. It probably should be eaten. And it's growing very close to a power line, so that's another reason to let the goats eat it before it gets too big. Isn't it amazing how much goats can eat? And she's so beautiful. I love my Daisy. Her mama won't let me pet her, but she loves to be loved upon. She doesn't mind at all. Okay, I'm gonna end the live right here, and then I might do a couple shorts of the goats eating.